Hey everyone, and welcome back to Traumland Erlebnispark. This is my fictional theme park series located in a German-speaking country in Europe and is heavily inspired on Trip Trail. If you haven't watched the last episode yet, please do, because I built the first trail ride of this park and it's really worth to check it out. So before jumping in the new edition, I have to thank Wonky Builder for this amazing new logo for the park, which really reflects the theme this park is going to be. I also have to thank Chris Burnett for mentioning that Schafvloek should be Schafsvloek because it is grammarly more correct. So now let's jump right into this episode's build. So this is where we ended last episode at the entrance and station building of Schafvloek, and now we can actually watch to the left and see this massive new coaster appearing across the field. So this is already a very nice sideline going on, and I will explain a bit of it later on. But first we actually have to walk over here. So if we come over here, the first thing you see is this trash can. This trash can actually has the park logo and are now also placed alongside every major pathway in this area. And I also built some custom benches that actually work, and those really fit the theme and vibe of this park as well. So then we come around here, and this is all new in this episode. So first we have a new restaurant in here. The restaurant is called Das Weihaven, and that basically means the haystack, really fitting the barn vibe this area is going for. So we have here the basically wheelchair accessible ramp going up on the terrace with all these chairs, and then we can enter here or here inside the restaurant. So here we have a little queue for people to stand and wait to order their meals, and they can pick them up over there on the left and then choose a nice spot in here with this nice little roof design, or outside with some nice views of the new edition. So that door actually goes to a staff building, and after that we also have the staff area located behind, and here we have some connected toilets to the park which work as well. So we have outside here the terrace, which is the most important part of this restaurant, because of course there are some really nice views of the coaster going on over here. So you have the train line going in front of here, and then the nice coaster here in the back with a nice view on the brake run and station as well. So then we can come back out of the restaurant and off these little steps, and then we have one of the many train crossings I had to build for this new episode. We have one over here, one over there, and also one for the maintenance area. We'll come later to that. So then you cross into the new area. Here we have some signs saying here is the wheelchair accessible ramp for the station, and this is also the exit pad for the right, and the normal entrance being on the left. So if we turn here on the left, we actually have a nice little playground. This playground is using items that are blueprints from Mr. Vanderpent, so thank you for that. Especially this little bridge going over is built by him, so I could use it really well over here. And I built some tubes in here so children can play around and run over, under, and stuff like that. There are no big playground structures in here, basically to not block the view from over there if you are watching off the field to the coaster, because of course those visual perspectives are really important for a park. So then we can come over here alongside the brake run, and we come to the main plaza for the new episode. So here of course is the nice drop and lift hill of the coaster, and there it actually goes. So this coaster is entirely custom supported, even the normal supporting going down, and that's also because the normal supporting is actually doing every single of those poles at the top, but I actually skipped one each time, so it looks a little bit more realistic, especially for those long straight sections. It's not realistic to have a support for every single section. and it also gives it a whole lot different vibe from other wooden coaster manufacturers. So over here is a tunnel, also inspired on Tripsteel's Mammoth coaster. So here it goes down into the tunnel to get some extra speed at the end, and then comes up again over there into the actual brake run. So if we walk over here, there's actually the entrance of the coaster. So here we have the nice sign of the coaster. It's called Bergop, basically meaning downhill, very fitting for a coaster like this. So we can actually enter through inside the queue line. Here we have some really nice views of the lift hill, which is positioned on a little hill, making it feel a little bit smaller than it actually is. So here's an extra part of the queue line that just is closed off, guests won't use it either. And this part isn't closed off, so you have to walk this way. And that's also because you can get some nice views of where the chain lift actually starts to go up like this. So this is the little shed for the motor for the chain lift. We will view that in a second. And we have all these little shed structures, basically making sure there's enough shade and also coverage for when it's raining, which is really common in German speaking countries. So you can come over here and you actually go around a tiny little stream going over here. This is also basically for water runoff and also for cooling down this area for when it's really hot in the summer. And this area is entirely enclosed by this nice turnaround of the coaster going around again. So then we come through here and through this small little gap through the support structure and come at the station. So this building is the switch track, which we will view in a second. So you can come up over here and then we are at the station. I again used all those row numbers just like the last episode with Schafslook, and also those little dots telling you how many people fit in each row. Sadly, this coaster has 3 seats per car. The game somehow doesn't understand, so we have just combined rows. I just have to adapt to it, but it still looks really decent. So we can come through here. Here's actually the row for the first row of the coaster. So you can wait a little longer, but then you'll show you the front row. So there actually comes the coaster. So I will now jump to the other side. So at the other side we of course have the baggage storage in here. This in German basically meaning a baggage garage basically for your car. It's also fitting the theme of this ride. So I actually didn't told you yet, but the theme of this ride is basically a soapbox racer kind of thing, where the soapbox racers just build a structure to go downhill and finish again over there and come back into the station. It's more like a test track for the soapbox cars than it is a race, but still really fitting the vibe and also feeling really nice. So here is the operator booth and also these buttons there and they're just the same like Schafslook. This is for the staff to stand and release the train so it can actually proceed into the layout. So here's the exit and then we come out of the building again and around here. So this coaster also provides on-ride photos. You can buy them over here at the counter. And when you have done that, you can come back down over here and come back into the main pathway. So that is basically it, but I have a few more things to show you. So when we are at the station, we can view the first few areas. You won't see that in the coaster, that's why I'm viewing it right now. So here is the switch track structure. So we have these little buttons for the staff to control and also the full backstage area. It's over here, so here's the switch track sliding. and also a full storage track with maintenance stuff stored in here as well. And that brings us to the next place. And this is the backstage area of the coaster. So here we have the lift hill where the train is going up. So here we have a little pathway that staff can use to get to the engine running the chain lift over here. Located really nice on the chain lift as well. And for wooden coasters it's very normal to be retracked and maintained with additional pieces of wood. Wood doesn't last as long as steel, so it's really needed to replace it now and then. So that's why they have all these logs and beams stored over here and some rope for when climbers have to get up the structure to actually replace that wood or bolts, for example. And of course this backstage area is also connected to the rest of the backstage areas by this little road going around. And then we cross the train tracks again. That's another crossing right there. And then you exit into the main backstage road we already built last episode. And what I also added is this backstage area for the restaurant with the kitchen and toilets as well. And that is also connected to the backstage area. So I have one more thing to show you. So here we are again at a earlier save I made. So of course this kind of process doesn't go always as planned and there are some major redesigns going on. So for example you can see over here we got an entirely different station design. So eventually I just replaced it as you can see in the final design. But at first it was actually like this, and also this area being more in a race kind of theme with an actual finish sign over here. So I later decided to replace it because it wasn't really fitting the vibe I was going for this area. But I still want to show you that sometimes even if you have built something you really have to rethink about if you really like it or not. So for example this is what it first looked like. It looks already a little bit similar to what it is right now, but just in a different kind of style. But just the station design itself and this little break run did take actually some time, I think about 5 hours to build, so some of your time is really just wasted, but you do learn quite a lot about it. With this edition it marks the completion of the first area in the park, and that means we need a name. So if you have a name for this area, please let me know in the comments, as well as feedback, ideas or anything else you want to say. I will leave you with a POV and cinematics at the end, and as always I want to say thank you for supporting the channel and this park series, and I will see you in the next episode of Traumland Erlebnispark. Bye!